talk about the big trade that happened this morning. This is kind of funny because we actually kind of talked this up yesterday at the game. Shout out to my man Big Waz of the Ringer group chat podcast. I was talking to him at the Clippers game. We was talking about how, trade deadline season is coming up. And Waz was saying that he doesn't like this time of year because people be making up trades that don't really make sense. As far as like just for dialogue wise, and then we were talking about Siakam, and we like, oh, well, the Pacers deal might happen. Do you think 3 first-round picks are too much? And then wake up this morning, that's what happened. So it's official right now. The Toronto Raptors will be sending Pascal Siakam to the Indiana Pacers for Bruce Brown Jr. and 3 first-round picks. 2 of those first rounders will be in 2024 and 1 in 2026, and that is a protected pick from the first 4 picks. Right now, the Pacers are currently the 4th seed. In the Eastern Conference. Oh no, not for that 6th seed. My bad, 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they've really been on like they have been playing the best basketball since they got out of the in-season tournament. Not as bad as the Lakers. The Lakers have been god awful, and we're not gonna spend any time talking about that. But they are 23-17. They are only a game behind the 4th seed with Cleveland right now. But what's your initial thoughts on this trade? Do you like it? Do you think it's going to be something that's going to help this team out? What's your initial thoughts about it?
I mean, me personally, I love it. I mean, number one, first and foremost, we have to realize the Indiana Pacers play in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, I don't know if people have been in Indianapolis, Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana is one of the worst cities. I'm sorry, anybody out there from Indianapolis, but y'all know the city ain't got that much to do. Indianapolis, Indiana is one of the worst cities that an NBA team could possibly be in, meaning you're not going to get free agents.
Nope.
You're probably never going to get the chance to sign now, granted, Siakam is not, I don't think Siakam is some superstar, some world beater, like somebody who's going to come in and like lift your franchises out of the dark ages. I don't think he's that, but he definitely is a complimentary piece, a very, very good piece. He's better than what they got. He adds to what they have, and they didn't have to give up like core players. Like you still have Hallie, you still have Miles Turner, you still have Buddy Hield. Now, granted, Buddy Hield is on a expiring contract, but if you want to keep him, you can. You still have Mathurin, you still have Jalen Smith, you still have Obi Toppin, you still have all of your core guys. And all you really gave up was Bruce Brown, and I like Bruce Brown. Shout out Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown was great for the Nuggets. But if all I'm giving up is Bruce Brown and a couple picks, here's the thing about picks. People are infatuated with first-round picks. But sometimes the first-round picks, actually most times, the first-round picks are never going to pan out to be as good as a player you have a chance to get. Indiana's pick this year is probably going to be in the 20s. I think the other pick, they get the lowest pick of the Clippers, Rockets.
Yeah, 2026, right? No, that's the 2024. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that pick may be 2 lottery picks, which obviously on the Toronto standpoint, great for Toronto. Obviously, it was time to reset. Now you got Emmanuel quickly, you got RJ Barrett, you got him there with Scotty Barnes, you got Kira Lewis, who comes over from New Orleans. He couldn't really get his foot in there, but hopefully, he comes into Toronto, can get some playing time and can play better. And you have a slew of quote unquote assets where if you want to go out and make another trade or you don't want to use all those picks, or you want to package those picks to move up in the draft because you see something you like, hopefully if you're the Raptors, you can do that. So good job by the Raptors for doing this trade. Also, the Raptors couldn't pay Siakam a supermax. No, we got Scotty Barnes coming up, and you don't want to pay a guy again. If I'm paying a guy a supermax deal, it has to be one of those top level guys. And Siakam isn't one of those top level guys, but he is a bona fide all-star. And I mean, you put him with Halliburton, he fits stylistically lies what they want to do. I mean, you see them went out and make a move for Obi Toppin in the offseason. I think Siakam is a guy is like a better version of that. Obviously, he's not going to be flying through the sky, making the same type of lobs that he is, but he can get up and down the floor. He's a bona fide 20 to 25 point per game scorer. So I think he fits with what they're trying to do, and I think it's a great trade for the Pacers. And I mean, I like the way the East is shaping up with some of these duos that we have now at the top of the Eastern Conference. So, and I even think for this year, I think that this is the team that could make a conference finals run. I mean, for one, they have beaten the Bucks every single time they played this year.
They have. I want to see that series. There's some spiciness going on between them. And you got the highest scoring. Aren't they like the highest scoring offense in basketball or something like that?
They might be the highest scoring offense ever. I'm not even lying. Like they might be the highest scoring offense
ever. Wild as hell. And you got one of the worst defenses in Milwaukee. That would be a good series.
So I'm just saying, like, this is the team. When you put them with a young guard like Hallie, you finally give him a bona fide all-star. This team possibly, obviously, as Hallie can come back and be healthy. He's been, hurt with the hamstring strain that he suffered. But if this team can come back and be healthy, they can make some noise this year and in the foreseeable future. So me personally, I like the deal.
This is why I like it too, because also, like, I'm glad you said the thing about draft picks. One thing I think sports Twitter does is they put too much emphasis on draft picks and fucking salary cap. Like, the salary cap is salary cap's different in NBA than it is in NFL. Salary cap in the NFL is a fucking myth. Like, you can defer money to like 2029. So this is a different thing. I do think draft capital is a little bit stronger in the NFL, but the NBA, it's not as big. And like you said, a lot of these top stars now have been guys who've been drafted lately or later, or it's guys who are like, coming from overseas or something. They maybe not one of the top couple picks. And that's not saying the first round picks don't matter, but I think you also hit the nail on it. This is fucking Indianapolis, bro.
Indiana, bro.
Yeah, I lived in Indiana for 2 years. Like, it is the born ass state, it's a born ass city. And y'all know how I feel about the Midwest in general. Not a big fan of the Midwest outside of Chicago, to be very clear about that. But Indianapolis is just, nobody's going to go there as a free agent. And I'm going to assume that ownership, when they made this trade, they have plans of giving Siakam a deal, especially with a guy who's going to be a free agent. I don't think you do all of this if you don't plan on signing him. Now, I can see if you were like a championship contender, you like, oh, we really don't give a fuck if we sign him or not. We're just trying to win this year, kind of like what Toronto did with Kawhi. So I like it from that perspective. I also like aggressive front offices. I don't think Siakam is something special. He's a good player. You can add that on with the Tyrese Halliburton and everybody, everything they've got going on there. Like you said, they're only a game behind Cleveland. I don't think they're going to catch Philadelphia or Boston or Milwaukee as far as standings wise, but you can get that 4th seed. You can have a home playoff series, and who knows what can happen at that, because like you said, Sixers can be beat. 100% the Sixers can be beat. Harden gets a lot of shit for last year, and we don't say anything about
Joel Embiid was on that floor. Joel in that grateful game 6, Joel Embiid was on that floor, and he didn't shoot the ball either. In game 7, he had about 10 points. So, Harden get all that team. And Embiid was on that court, too.
Yeah, Embiid gets away with murder. And we even talked about this, too, yesterday, where we wondered, like, who's going to be MVP? Because I brought up the conversation. I was like, yo, Shea is an MVP candidate, but Embiid's got better numbers. And shout out my guy, Waz. I was like, yeah, we got to see what he's going to do in the playoffs. Like, Embiid's at the point right now in his career where we don't really care about MVPs. What you going to do in the fucking playoffs? They can be had.
And paper on this player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna